Hello, Valor family. How you doing? What you doing? Thank you so much for sliding through. Hello. Thank you, Valor family, for sliding through. I'm LaDios Muhammad with Living with Valor. And today I want to talk about Jackson. Actually, I want to have a conversation with a couple of suggestions for Jackson's wife, and maybe a side note to the mistresses, I guess. Is that what I want to say? Mistresses, girlfriends, side chicks. I don't know what to call them. But I want to put something out there for you. So thank you all for sliding through. But before we're going to do that, we need to pause. Pause. Oh my God, pause. Oh, 1 second. I'll be right back. Pause. Okay. I'm back. All right. I did a little something. And what do you think? No. Wow. Oh, look at that. Oh, something. I brushed my teeth and had some toothpaste in my mouth. You know what? Y'all some cruel mothers. You know what? I'll be right back. Okay? Don't go away. I'm coming right back. Because I'm going to talk about this topic. All right? I got a message for Jackson's wife, Denia. I got a message for you. So just, I'll be right back. Hello. I thought I'd go beat my face. Is this better? I think it's better. I mean, you guys are some vicious son of a biscuit eaters. Anyhow, thank you for chiming in. This is LaDios Muhammad with Living with Valor, where I have discussions with people who are coming out of toxic or unhealthy relationships. I'm not a coach. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a certified anything. Basically, I just point out opportunities where you can basically remember who you are, stand in your power, and find your voice. Based off my own experiences, hey, if it doesn't apply, then let it fly. What may have worked for me may not work for you, but I do see opportunities when you're coming out of toxic and unhealthy relationships of what you can do to become a greater version of yourself. So this video is to Miss Denia and, of course, the mistresses. Miss Denia is the wife of Jackson, a very big and influential social media, I call him a mogul or whatever, influencer. If you don't know, and again, I'm taking the scenic route because this broke about 3 weeks, but I like to really do some research and let my spirit move me to talk. And I operate from that space of what can I say that will be more of a benefit than to be more of someone who's just giving their opinions about something or judgmental. And listen, we all judge because I do too. Hence why I went ahead and got, beat that face up here because, like I said, y'all some cruel son of a biscuit eaters. But anyhow, so for all of you who don't know, Jackson is a social media blogger, influencer. His biggest audience are women. He basically has videos, and he has a plethora of videos about relationships, about putting value on you as a woman, about how to get out of relationships and so forth and so on. I can say I've watched a total of maybe 20 videos of his. I mean, I ran across him a few years back and not a big deal. I really enjoyed his videos. So I'm not yay or nay against his videos. His videos are very valid. They make sense. And I completely understand that's his thing. I don't remember the exact year, but I know it was pre-pandemic. But I know he was doing a free webinar. And of course, everything that's free always has something attached to the end, like, hey, this is an introduction to a free webinar. I don't know. I can't remember if it's like how to brand yourself or, learning about relationships, but I was thoroughly interested. So I signed up for this free webinar And I was super excited, super stoked to watch it. And you know how they do. It's like you sign up and it's 2 days. Oh, you got 48 hours and we're going live. And then it's 24 hours and we're going live. And 10 and then 5 and then 1 hour. And then next thing you know, 30 minutes and then showtime. Wow. So I was super stoked. So I couldn't wait because I really wanted to know about how he ran his business and his brand. And it was something of interest to me. So when he came on live, it was beautiful. The background was amazing. I mean, like everything, I don't know if he was in this beautiful condo, but like it was dark in the background. The living room was gorgeous. It was very well lit. Oh yeah, it was good. But there was something that was interesting that I just didn't quite catch. So he was in this beautifully manicured white button-down shirt. And he was sitting on the couch and he had a glass of wine. This is not wine, okay? And I think there was music playing in the background. Maybe a little jazz. And I'm like, okay. You know, the first 5 to 10 minutes when people are coming on and going live, they give people time, their audience, to come in and, you know, they kind of make a connection. Okay, that's cool. But after that, I was really questioning, are you trying to seduce me or educate me? And at that point, I was completely turned off. So I watched it for another 15 minutes after the first original 5 or 10 minutes when he was waiting for everybody. But I just couldn't grasp what was the purpose of the sexuality. Now, don't get me wrong. Sex sells. That's your brand. You do what you got to do. Hey, I mean, everybody wants someone who's aesthetically pleasing. Well, some of us. But, and most times, someone could say the same exact thing that you were teaching in one video, but because you may look, you know, gorgeous or whatever, you know, aesthetically on the outside pleasing, they're going to listen to you more. So I get it. Whatever you need to do, because there's enough for everybody to eat. So however you do your brand is your business. But for me, I was coming to learn and I was very disappointed. So I basically just unsubscribed from all of the follow-up videos after that. And I was like, no, I don't want to be coached by this person because I didn't get it. So, and I'm the kind of person, hey, if I feel like there's value in something, I'm going to pay for it. I am a firm believer that, you know, personal development. Hey, babe, you brought this for me? Oh, my baby brought me dinner. Thank you, baby. How you doing? Oh, thank you. Oh, you're so awesome. I appreciate it. See, got a great man. You can't help this. I have a great man. He is awesome. Anyhow, so yeah, so it didn't make me like dislike him. It didn't make his videos any less true. They were absolutely, you know, correct. I mean, like, I'm just talking about the 20 that I seen or whatnot. And if there was one that came up upon my timeline and I thought, hey, the universe is trying to tell me something, then I would watch it. But that's about as far as it went for me as far as Derek Jackson. So moving forward, then we heard this sound-breaking news, and guess who of all bloggers, one of my very favorites, Tasha K. She releases the breaking news. Tasha K. Oh God, I love that girl. I love that girl like I love Wendy Williams, but that's my guilty pleasure. Nonetheless, she broke the news, and I know she couldn't wait to break the news. And she went hard like paint on you, DJ. And I'm going to refer to you as DJ once I hit your, when I go to the voice of speaking to your wife, Denaya. So anyhow, yeah, so, you know, Derek Jackson comes out, and he does an apology immediately, which was wow, like, wow. He does this apology. Then maybe a couple days, he does another video where he speaks in the third person. And basically, I thought that was brilliant because it's like he is commentating about himself, who himself isn't applicable to all men who act like him. I thought that was funny and brilliant. And hey, you know, a lot of people wanted to say he made a detachment and he's a narcissist. Maybe so. Who cares? But he did a spin on that baby. So then he came back again. And he came back this time with Miss Danae. And here's where my conversation is going to switch from Derek Jackson, which I will now refer to as DJ, to put the light on you, Miss Danae. And just point out a couple of things of where you could have taken some opportunities to really stand in your power on this. I mean, things happened. One thing I noticed is that you came on with him. I don't think you wanted to come on to begin with. I think he asked you to come on. It doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong. This is a LaDiosism. This is my perception. When you're in the media, this is what happens. And so when you came on, I understood what you came on for. You came on for spiritual warfare. I mean, you were getting it at all sides and all ends. And I feel your pain. I do. And you came on covering your Ori, which was right. I mean, that's what us Muslim women do. We come out with our hijab on to protect our Ori. Ooh, I got hair sticking up. As well as, you know, some nuns and other religious or people in other religious sectors. There is nothing wrong with that. I support you 110%. I support the fact that you came on to support your man. So, as I mentioned, you know, DJ is in a, you know, for the public eye, he's aesthetically pleasing. I mean, every time I've seen a snapshot of him or something, you know, you see him having muscles and he's walking around and, you know, carrying the trash out or open the car door, doing something, carrying the baby carrier, you know, something to represent that this ideal image of what we're looking for as women. Like I said, that's his brand. That's what he's selling and people were buying it. I, on the other hand, he is attractive. I will give that to him, but he's not my type. I mean, the only thing I find about him is that he is a great orator, and I love smart ass men. Not smart alecky, smart, intelligent men. I mean, something about an intelligent man who can have intellect and go down. Whew, maybe, what is it called? I'm a sapiosexual. I really love it, intelligent men. So I don't care. I mean, if you're going to look good, you got to have a great conversation. I mean, the only thing that would attract me to him is that I would just like to get into his head and be like, yo, how did you come up with this? Like, you know, like get in his head and find out how it ticks. And it would be fun. But other than that, that's all for me. So with this man who is out in the media, he's basically a celebrity. Definitely social media wise, because this thing got so big it went on the Breakfast Club. Wow. And you know Charlamagne, he went hard like paint. So I love Charlamagne as well. So here's my thing. Here was an opportunity for you to remember who you are. Okay, so you had mentioned on one of your Instagram posts, and I have looked for you. I can't find you. I wish I could. I wanted to follow you. But these are from clips from other people's videos, and you were saying that you didn't feel like you needed to dress up and put makeup on everywhere you go. I get it, girl, because I don't. I'm not afraid to go out with makeup. I put on makeup to prove a point. It's just the reality. When you are next to someone of that image, it's very important that you mirror that person when you're sitting side by side with them, or you're by their side in public. When you see Michelle Obama, she always looked like sharp, you know, even if she wasn't with Barack Obama. I mean, any man of influence, no matter if it's his girlfriend, his side chick, his mistress, or his wife, the person standing by them should reflect the image that they're projecting as well. I'm talking about the aesthetic image. Your belief system is different. And so I think the opportunity would to demand the respect, and then not the respect of others, is show you respect yourself. I'm not saying that you didn't, but it didn't play well. It really didn't. All I seen was, I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm here to support you, but right now when this camera goes off, oh my God. And rightly so. So, and the interesting thing is, even if you had all of that Maybelline on, it doesn't mean that you would have still, I mean, you still would have probably had the same disposition, but it would have definitely said, I took the time to let everybody know I'm freaking here, and I am the wife, not the other woman. I'm the wife. And I think that would have given you an opportunity to show people who you are. There was something that Michelle Obama put in her book. I have not read her book. Shame on me, because I like to read. I just haven't gotten around to it. And I didn't read this. This is something she said in an interview when she was promoting her book. She said she was telling her husband, Barack Obama, who she was dating prior to him. And he goes, wow, just think, if you had married him, you wouldn't be the first lady. And she said, oh, if I had married him, you wouldn't be president. Boom. You got to know who you are, baby. You got to know who you are. People forget, and this is so sad with women, okay? Again, the makeup doesn't make you powerful. It's that your presentation and what you project makes you powerful, because unfortunately, all I seen was victim. I'm a victim again, and I'm still trying to stand in by this man, but really, I felt like you were in his shadow, unfortunately. So I say that to say, that would have been a great opportunity for you, because if you look at nature, and this is just food for thought, all of the beautiful animals in the animal species are males. The lion has the mane. The antelope has the antlers. The peacock has the beautiful feathers. The rams have the horns. And let's not talk about all the colored birds. Like, all the really pretty birds are usually the ones that are males that are in color, like bluebirds and redbirds. But I didn't know that for a long time. I just thought they were just that. But there's a reason. See, God doesn't make mistakes. So when a male is interested in a female, he goes out of his way to show himself worthy and get your approval. So the lion, he taunts around and says, hey, I want to protect all of you in this pride. Can I be in charge? And you know what happens? The peacock goes, hey, look at my feathers. I got this. You know, the ram's like, yo, I got the biggest horns. And I can go to bat with anybody, any male in here, so I can show that I am the alpha. Wolves too. And when people start to go back, I'm talking about women start to go back to what God put on this earth to give us an example of who we are and how powerful we are. Wow. It's so enlightening, because we choose men, but somehow it got switched to men choosing us. And I don't know what happened there. When a lioness, the pride of lioness, they choose the male lion to be the lead. But really, who's running it is them. Who goes to hunt? They do. Who has the babies? They do. The lion, he stays there all day long. And you know what his job is? Is to reproduce and protect the pride. But if that lioness or one of them or any of them decide that he's not doing his job, then the next one will come, a lion, be like, yo, man, I'm interested. I think I could do better than them. You think so? Yeah, I think I could do better than them. That joker, he ain't doing nothing. He just laying around. He think he just, procreating, but he ain't doing nothing. I done creeped up on this prize so many times and he didn't even catch me. Oh, okay. Well, show me what you got. So then they go to bat and they start to fight. But he has to prove that he could protect and provide for that pride. So now this new cat, he comes on board and he wins and they talk about it and they're like, yeah, we feeling okay. We're going to give you a test run. Go ahead and do it. But if you start slipping, you got to go. You know what I'm saying? So even before that, then he says all of the offsprings that are male cubs, they kill them. He kills them because he's like, no, I'm running this thing now. But he's not really running it. He's only running with their permission to run it. But again, who chose who? The female chooses the male. So once you know who you are, you know what I'm saying? You'll understand how to use your power and stand in your power and be effective in your relationship. And just for yourself and all together. This is a universal, train of thought. The thing is, we've forgotten as women because we're so competing to get a man. And I don't come from a space of lack. I've heard it. There's a shortage of men, honey. There's 4,400,000,000 people all over the planet Earth. You mean I don't got at least 10,000 men that's interested in me? Please. You got me fricked up. I'm sorry. There's no reason. Unless you want to be alone is my choice. Okay? There's too many. There's too many out there. Now, here's the thing, which is leading me to my next segue. Here's the thing is that when we forget who we are, then we seem to settle for certain things. I don't understand that. I mean, and if that's not enough, that example wasn't enough for you, let me take it even back before you were born. The sperm was racing towards the egg. You are the egg. There's thousands of sperms trying to get to you to fertilize and make an embryo. How freaking powerful is that? That tells you who you are. It's like playing chess. What's the most powerful piece on there? The queen. So, in my opinion, my humble opinion, or my observation, what I would rather say, I think you could have been more effective if you would have came on and reflected his image and, beat your face a little bit. You could have still, come in your power and said, I'm protecting my Ori and protecting because I'm going to spiritual warfare. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. I would put a badass hat on. I would have looked so dope and I would let people know, hey, I'm here in this and I am the wife. Not the mistress, not the side chick. The wife and the mother. Okay. So moving right along. So I'm still watching this video. I'm pretty entertained with this, but my eyes are really focused on you. But I did notice something that he was holding your hand. Now, there's some people who do, body language, and they were saying he was holding your hand, and it was supposed to be a controlling nature, and this like this. Yeah, I didn't get that. I looked at he was holding your hand because he was insecure. And he needed you, and you were his security blanket. He needed you by his side. And you know what? That was the right move to make. He's your husband, of course. Right? Right? He is your husband, right? Okay. So, I would have stood by my husband. I really would have. I would have came on there looking fly as flock. No disrespect. I'm trying not to say bad words. And I would have held his hand as well. When I seen him holding your hand, I shown it that he needed that security blanket. He needed you to sit by his side to validate his mess that he created, to make himself feel good. And once again, you're in his shadow. So here's a little observation of how you could have made that better. There's nothing wrong with him holding your hand. You know, I've seen several celebrities when they screw up and their wives came out and they were holding their hands. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm saying that you should know this is an opportunity to have stood in your power. And take your power back. And the way I seen it was this. He was doing the talking, and as he should. Let me tell you, as he should. Because this is his mess. Okay? And what I love about this is your husband. So if you made the choice to stand beside him, nobody's business but yours. Here's my observation of what you could have did to be more powerful. When he asked you or directed you, hey baby, do you want to say something to the audience? I would have smiled. I would have leaned into him. I said, no, baby, you got this. And even if he had a follow-up question like, you remember when you said this? I'd be like, you got this, baby. In other words, listen. Listen, Joker. You created this mess. You clean it up. I'm just here to support you as a good wife. The first time you opened your mouth when he gave you the mic was when you invited people into your bedroom. And another powerful piece to stand in your power is never, 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 never. Did I say never? I think I said never invite someone into your bedroom. It's none of their business. And I know you made a comment to one of the mistresses and you said something to the effect like, one of them who decided to come into our bedroom. Once you open your mouth, the whole world knows and it's fair game to attack you. But you could have stood in your power by coming out there looking fly, fabulous, beautiful, letting everybody know that you're here, that you exist. By the way, I didn't even know you existed because, again, I started following him. This is a side note. I came upon him like in, I don't know, 2018 or whatever, and I never knew he was married. I knew he had a girlfriend that he talked about because he talked about his children, but I didn't know he was married. And again, you coming on, people not knowing who you are, there's a problem. And you may be that person. Hey, I understand because my spouse who just walked in, he likes to be behind the scenes. But let me tell you something. Everybody knows he exists with me. So that's something that you got to question yourself. Okay? So if you were going to come on next to him to support him for the mess that he created, ooh, baby. I would have came on looking flies. I'm not going to say it. But I would have looked dope as hell. And I wouldn't have said one word. You know what I did? I would have moved in silence. Yeah, if I move my head, you'll probably see the ring light and the reflection in this blackboard. So that would have been the most powerful move for you to take back your power and stand solid in it. You don't have to defend him. You don't have to defend you because this was his shit. I'm sorry, this was his shit. Now, as far as DJ, he said something very powerful and very factual. He says, I'm just a man. So when this information broke out, I wasn't upset. I didn't hate him. I wasn't angry. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a man. I mean, I didn't put him on a pedestal. I just took out what applied and whatever didn't apply, I threw it away. So there is no disappointment. Well, a little bit, because, you know, there's that hope that you hope people are honest. But we fail to realize that relationships aren't just black and white. You know, people question all the time. You know, you mentioned, again, you invited us into your bedroom. This isn't the first time he's cheated. I mean, I left him and I filed for a divorce. Why do you need to tell anybody that? It's none of their business. I wouldn't have said anything. Even if he said it, I wouldn't have said it. That's his mess. Don't you understand? It's his mess. And you don't have to take on his mess. You could support him while he's going to correct his mess. But you don't have to defend it. You don't even have to defend yourself. If you took him back 12 years ago and this has happened, then the real question for yourself is, why do you stay? Why do you stay? If you say it's for the children, wrong answer. Think again. Think again. And that's your homework to do. Because apparently this is not a new situation. So therefore, you know this is going on not once, not twice, but it's been happening. And it's not for me to judge, because, you know, I get it. I mean, me on the other hand, when I was married to one of my husbands, I've been married twice. My second husband did cheat on me. I didn't have proof right then. Instinctively, I knew. But the proof came out in the pudding after the divorce and the separation, and I seen it, and hey. I mean, it was enough for me to go. But no one can say what they would do until they're there. And here's the thing, is that us, again, as women, when we realize that we choose men and we stop letting them choose us, also set some boundaries. You know what I'm saying? I mean, no one's taken in consideration you met this cat when you guys were dating since, I think, college. That could have been your first everything. So just to up and leave, you know, may not be so easy. However, what I don't understand is, if this has been going on since the beginning, you brought other living beings into the relationship, and you really got to make some hardcore decisions on how you guys are going to operate from a space of love, and not, you know, deceit and betrayal, and, you know, putting it all on the Lord, and saying that, you know, I accepted the Lord. Well, you know, you can accept the Lord today, but those habits that you have don't break overnight. Like, you can't break those bad habits overnight. Sometimes you can. Sometimes people can say, I don't want to smoke anymore, and they stop. But if there's something deeply rooted, then, you know, and that's basically on your part too. Because again, the question is, why do you stay? You don't have to tell me. You don't have to tell anybody. That's just a question for you. And then, you know, I know you were putting out scriptures, and I think that's great. But faith without works is truly dead, my friend. You can quote all the scriptures you want, but if you ain't implementing those scriptures to make them move, then your words are dead. Words are dead. So anyhow, again, stand in your power would have been by moving in silence. I wouldn't have said one word. Now, I'm going to take a hard left here for a second. I did mention something about the mistresses, side chicks. I don't really know the difference. Maybe someone can tell me, because I'm not sure. But listen, I want to give a message to the mistresses, because I have personally been side chick, mistress, knowingly, once ever in my life, and unknowingly. So when Tasha K did an interview for one of the mistresses, and this just blew my top. The girl said she reached out to DJ and DM'd him to get some coaching. Because, you know, DJ is the guru of relationships. Okay. I'm sorry. If your sincere business and brand is about coaching people to do relationships, there should never have a direct access to your DM. That personally, you should have to go on someone's website, send a message, and then, you know, it's filtered and goes from there. Professional, because then now you have everything is logged. But sending a DM, that's dangerous territories that I'm not even going to go through. But again, this isn't about DJ. This is about you. Because I'm talking to the mistresses now. So he tells you, I guess you guys meet up or something, so forth, blah, blah, blah. Again, I heard this on Tasha K, which I loved. Hi, Tasha K! Anyhow, he says something like, they have lunch, and then he tells her, oh, I just want to let you know I'm still married, but we're separated. Okay. I'm confused. So this is the mistress that I'm talking to that was knowingly aware that he was still married. So I'm confused and I'm confused with society because they're bashing DJ, and I get it and we'll get to that. But they're bashing him because of his shortcomings. Now here's something interesting. So he tells you, you know, I'm separating. You say, oh, well, let's be friends. And he says, no, baby, because I'm highly attracted to you and I'm going to want more. Okay. You got a choice here. Here's your choice. My observation. Just my observation. Knowing that you went to him for counsel or coaching or whatever the heck it was. And I'm sure you watched all his videos, and that one in particular about him being separated from his wife. Why did you not say, okay, yeah, you know what? Wow, I'm feeling super flattered right now because, man, I just got a horrible relationship. And yes, when we're vulnerable, someone who aesthetically pleasing like he looks, that shows that they're interested and they want to smash you. Yeah, it is a stroke of your ego. I get it. But you reached out for counseling, right? Coaching, right? 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 Did I say right? Anyway, that was your choice to say, yeah. But you know what, DJ? Although I'm very flattered. And you know what? You looking kind of scrumptious yourself. But check it out. I don't know your wife and I don't know what's going on, but how about you give me a call when you tie up those loose ends and close that door? Maybe we can talk about it. Nope, that's not what happened. What happened was you're like, well, you separated. I just got a relationship. I'm hurt. So my feelings. Yeah, you know what? It's good for my ego. Okay. Great. But to all you people who, and I'm not defending this man. I'm not. But for all y'all people who are bashing DJ, do you guys realize that an adulterer can't be an adulterer without an adulteress? Men cannot cheat unless we partake. So when you chose to play the game, baby, you took the risk of getting hurt. You are now a part of the team, which is called, what's that word? Accomplice. You're an accomplice. So what was it, a couple months? 2, 3, I don't know. He tells you, oh, me and my wife decided that we're going to work on it. Oh my God. Surprise! Did you think that you were going to be number one with a man who has children? Honey, you was a booty call. You were an opportunity. And you being vulnerable and him taking the opportunity was what he did. So my question is, like, what did you gain from exposing him? Like, how did that make you feel better? Now you've exposed him and you still don't have him. He's still with his wife. And you gave up the goodies to someone who did not deserve it, which he has literally put in several of his videos. What were your intentions, really? Now, again, like I've said, I've been once in a relationship knowingly. They weren't legally married, but they were still living together and they were a couple, and that's still a space that you should respect. And eventually I came to a heads and I said, hey, you either going to move forward with me or let it go and be with her. And the brother hemmed and hawed, so I cut him off. It was easy for me. It was easy for me. Feelings, you know, doesn't mean you didn't have your feelings hurt, but I chose me, is what I'm saying, is I chose me. And he still tried to get with me. He still called me. He came to my job, blah, blah, blah. I went to my mama's house, blah, blah, blah. But I chose me. And this went on for about, 6 months. I was like, this is not going anywhere. You need to make a decision. I chose me. So what happens is the universe is wise and loving. I went to an event. And his wife was there. And I met her. He introduced me to her when they first got together. Yeah. He told her he will always love me. He told her that from day one. We had 20 years of history. But we never cheated until that one time. Years later. So, my self-accusing spirit just couldn't take it. But for some reason, she wanted to talk to me that particular day. And I said I'd oblige her. There's 6 degrees of separation. She knew somebody I knew, and we were at an event, and I waited for her to finish her socializing. 30 minutes later, we had a conversation. And it was good. Kind of, sort of, but it was good. And then she gave me her card, and then I said, yo, I just don't feel good. I really need to let her know what happened. And I wasn't telling her to spite her, to be vindictive, or any personal gain. It was just because I needed to release my soul and clean up my mess. So I called her back, and I was like, yo, can we meet? Because I like to talk to people in person, because I'm not a coward. I can confront my issues, my drama, my crap. I can confront it. And she said, well, I really am not, I'm going to another meeting, but I have some time. And I told her everything. And we cried over the phone. And I told her, I really am not trying to be vindictive. And I'm not even trying to break you up. I broke it off. But I just really feel like you should know this, because this is what happened, and I want him to stop calling me. And she told me that I was the most stand-up woman ever, and she appreciated me. But after I got off the phone, I felt so much better. And I vowed to myself, I will never, 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 never. Did I say never? Never get myself in a situation like that again. Because there's people that you hurt. And I don't care what the circumstances are. As long as you're married, I don't care if you're separated. I don't care if you've been separated for 2 years. Dude, you need to handle that. Why are you still holding on? So my whole question to the mistress who went in knowingly is, why would you get mad? And when you went to go play the game, you're part of the team. So you are an accomplice. So therefore you need to deal with the risk of playing the game? What did you gain from just throwing him under the bus? I don't get that. I truly don't get that. If anything to redeem yourself and atone with the situation, you should have had a one-off conversation with his wife and said, I'm sorry. That's the thing, is we're so quick to blame the man, but he can't do shit that unless we allow him to do it. And that's what you did. You allowed him to do it. I did, you did, we all did. And what did you gain? Not a damn thing. Now, switching over, still taking that hard left and going straight left. There was another mistress. Now, there's quite a few, but there's just two that I remember. And one of them, she knew nothing. According to what she said, she knew nothing about DJ. What I find interesting, wow, she mentioned that he did his video vlogs at her house, in her condo, house, townhome, or whatever. You know nothing because you're not on social media like that? Honey, let me tell you something. When I got with my partner right now, oh, honey, I did a background check. I went on social media. I looked up things and caught him in one lie. And when he realized I was about business, oh, that shit stopped. You knew nothing? Now, she said, you said you were a doctor, you work for a hospital, and thank you, Tasha K, for the integrity of protecting this woman. Now, what I don't understand is how could you not even look him up, knowing that he's doing video vlogs in your home? That's an interesting concept that I cannot wrap my head around. And to be brutally honest, I don't believe it. Maybe you were a victim. Maybe you really didn't. But why would you not do the research? Now, maybe you didn't know he was married going in. But you mean to tell me you never thought in the 4 or 5 months to come out and try to find out about him on social media? That bizarres me. So, I'm a little on the fence with you. 2 ways. You threw him under the bus as well. Now, the reason I'm on the fence, because if you're looking at this man, hold on, we're going to pause. Pause. My bunny is looking like, I really want to get out of here, Mom. She's stuck in the office. So give me a second. Let me open the door. Here you go. Come on, Bubba. Okay. Amara La Negra. Named her after Amara La Negra, the Afro-Latin singer on Love and Hip Hop, which I do not watch, but I do think that woman is absolutely beautiful. So anyway, so here's the thing that's very interesting to me is that you threw him under the bus as well. So I'm on the fence. Because if someone is professing something and they're doing the opposite, and they're monopolizing and making a career and a brand and money off of this information that they're putting out in these books that they're selling and so forth and so on, yeah, the hypocrisy would get me. The betrayal would really bother me. But again, what did you gain from doing that? Other than exposing him. But this man is, I would say, incredibly crafty. He's super crafty and witty. I mean, he's already spinning this stuff. I mean, I heard him on Clubhouse, on the, Clubhouse radio, and he's already spun it. He's already spun this whole thing and claiming that he's getting more followers and subscribers, and that's great. Whatever. I don't care. I mean, at the end of the day, you're a human being. You made several mistakes. Several. A plethora. Millions. I don't know. You made too many. But you didn't make them by yourself. That's the thing. With the exception of the doctor, all these women knew. They knew. And I don't have any sympathy for them because they partaked. They partaked in being an accomplice and being the adulteress. You were still married. So with that said, to the doctor, honey, what's the lesson you learned? That's what I want to know. What's the lesson you learned? Because I understand, you know, wanting to expose him because he's presenting something. I get it, you know, I totally get it. But what's the lesson that you learned that would make you more powerful, that this will never happen again? Talk to me, because I want to know. I mean, I don't know what you benefit from telling Tasha K, who I absolutely love because I like celebrity gossip. I do. But what did you gain? Once you told the story, then you're still screwed. He betrayed you. And did you get your power back by exposing him? No. You might have exposed him that people need to know who he is, but at the end of the day, he's still a human being. And that's just the reality, is that we're human. And because we're human, we're going to make mistakes and we're going to fall short. And how many powerful men have fell and bounced back? And then the person who was trying to expose them looks like the loser, the victim. I don't know. To me, I'm just trying to figure out what's the lesson you learned. I mean, if anything, yes, you were the victim. You were betrayed and you didn't know, but why did you not do a background check on this dude? I'm just floored that you didn't. I mean, trust me, I have some naivete in certain things. I really do. I really, really do. But when it comes to my heart, that shit ain't one of them. All right, let's take a hard right back to Denaya. Hi, Denaya. Thank you so much. If you made it this far, man, I appreciate it. But yeah, I just wanted to give a little question to the mistresses because, I don't know. I'm feeling kind of like, that was just a really low blow, low ball move. I mean, again, I'm not supporting what he did. What he did was foul. But see, here's the thing. It's not the first time it's happened. That's where I'm stuck on stupid. Like, you know. So with that, you know, we talked about how you need to find out who you are. How you could have stand in your power. But let's talk about how you can deal with your voice. Find your voice, baby. Because, you know, yelling at the screen and, you know, regurgitating scriptures from the Bible is not finding your voice. That's not the way to do it. There's a time to be silent and then there's a time to speak. Now, like I said, I had seen videos that you have posted some amazing poetry. And it looks like your voice stands in the written pen. And to me, watching DJ do this spin and, you know, maintaining his status, his brand, and, you know, moving forward and pushing through all of this mess, man, I would be on the sidelines looking next to my partner and kind of studying him and seeing, what can I take from you and apply it to me and make me a more powerful woman? Write a book. Maybe do a video blog. And not one defending yourself. One of saying, you know what, let me tell you how I got through this crap and I can help other women. There's so many ways to use your voice besides defending yourself, because when you're teaching, you're also healing yourself and teaching yourself. Because as you start to teach these questions, like, why did I stay? What did I gain? Why was I defending these things? These are opportunities for you to learn from your mistakes so that this could never, ever happen again. And here's the thing is, if you don't set strong boundaries and let people know who you are, what your true power is, and where you stand, they're just going to keep doing what they're doing. And I say that because you said, I didn't say, you said, he said, DJ said, this ain't the first time. How much more are you going to play the victim? Because you've been surviving these extramarital affairs. And now you're back into this vicious cycle of being a victim and defending it. And you're not the victim. You are a complicit to what's happening. So my thing is, I would never tell a woman to leave her man unless it was dangerous for that woman and her children, or vice versa. But I champion you. If you're going to stay in this relationship, I champion you, and I encourage you to remember who you are, to stand in your power, and to find your voice so you can be an effective and supporting partner, but also so you can shine as a partner and not live in his shadow. Get from up under his shadow, because it looks like to me, baby, he needs you more than you need him. And we ain't talking about economics or finances. We're talking about your power as a beautiful feminine woman. Somewhere it has been a lost art of women learning to stand in their power. They think their power is their sexuality. That's a small portion, but that's not the major portion. So these are just some observations that I seen in the video. I think personally you're an amazing woman. I think you have an opportunity to spin this yourself and make a new brand for you, Denia, as well as show the world who you are, because you know who you are. At least I hope you will find out who you are. And I want to champion you for sticking by your man. People don't realize relationships aren't all rainbows and unicorns. This is the real world. People cheat. People have habits. People have shortcomings. So who am I to judge? I'm not here to judge. What I'm here to say is, if you're going to be in a relationship, be present in the relationship. Be present. Okay? And if you can be present, then you can move in the present. And honey, please, 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 when you step outside your man, make sure you mirror his image. If he looks crisp and clean and manicured, you need to look crisp and clean and manicured. And you only need to speak when necessary, because it's okay to be silent. There's more power in silence than there is speaking. And lastly, use your voice. This is an opportunity for you to help and teach women, especially young women, on how to set values and boundaries and stand resolve in their commitment. And that's the last thing I want to say. If you're going to stay with this man, show him in the world who you are, but particularly show yourself who you are. Well, you know, relationships are hard. Even learning about who you are is hard. But I do want to say that once you make a decision to do something different, that's where you can make the change, because a powerful mind is a made-up mind. So, I'm LaDios Muhammad. Remember to live authentically and live with valor. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Also go to my new website at valorliving.org. Looking forward to seeing you, and I'm out. Till next time.